What is going on? What is going on? This is Mike. No excuses, man. We back at it. We're going to talk about retirement, what it means for you, why it's important, why you should think about it. All right, so we're going to jump right into it. Look, let's think about where are we going to be when we're 60, 70 years old? Who's going to take care of us? Where we're going to live? What we're going to do? How we're going to get to those late stages of life all the way to the afterlife. I know we choose to ignore the obvious, but you have to make it a deliberate plan if you want to have a successful retirement. Now, when I say successful, I mean not being a burden on your family, your friends, your kids who's going to have their own family. Like, that's what I mean to be successful, because now you can take care of yourself, unless you have some sort of other medical condition, then you, of course, but still, at some point you have insurance and you'll probably go to some aftercare facility, something like that. So anyway, so that's the dream world of what will be the right thing to do. Now, how do we plan for things like that? You have to sit down and make a goal, whether you're 20, 30, 40, 50, wherever you are in your life. You need to sit down and make that plan and make a deliberate plan and say, hey, how much money would I like to have when it's time for retirement? How much money would I like to spend for retirement monthly? You know, you got to ask yourself those questions. Someone asked me those questions and I literally went blank, because you know what? I never really thought about it until somebody asked me a direct question. So that's what I want you guys to do. I'm asking you a direct question. Where do you want to be? What do you want to do? How much money would you like to spend? And then to understand that lifestyle that you want to keep, you know, you got to make small goals. And that's what I tell you guys all the time. Make a small goal. So whether you want to be able to spend $20,000 a month, okay, how much money do you need to be making a week, a month, you know, daily, you know, to make that specific goal 40, 50 years down the road? Because that's the thing, like I said, like Nipsey said, this thing is a marathon, right? So if you're making a plan at 60 years old that I need to have $2 million or $1 million, you know, to get me to my afterlife, that's how much money I'm willing to spend every month, whatever. Break that down on how much money you need to be paying into your retirement. Think about it like a vehicle. You get that vehicle up front, right? But you're paying payments on it. It's the same thing. Pay payments towards your lifestyle. Pay payments to your, you know, your later stages of life. You know, because people my age, I really don't believe Social Security is going to be there. So that's the first big key. Now, with that all said, of course, the next thing you have to do is make sure you're staying on top of your estate planning. Estate planning is the biggest thing you could possibly do, because even if you do leave all that money or you save all that money, you're like, Mike, I only have one life to live. You're right. You can save all that money and it could be gone. But if you have estate planning, you can at least make sure your money is being dispersed the way you want if you were to pass away in an untimely death, right? So if you have a will, you have, you know, something set up like that through the courts, you're making sure that your money's given to your kids, given to your mother, you know, you have enough for your funeral expenses, whatever. So that's another big aspect of it. So not only do you have to take the time to think about, okay, retirement, how much money I want, and my goals, but also as I'm doing this and as that pot is growing, you also got to remember, well, do I have my estate plan? Do I have my affairs in order? You know, you've heard that saying on TV, right? Do you have your affairs in order? That's what it means. All right. Now, early retirement is not 30 years old. It's not 30 years old. I know a lot of people want to say I want to be retired by 30. Okay, I get it, and you can be. You know, retirement to me it's a number. You know, what's your number that's gonna make you quit work and do what you want for the rest of your life? If you make that number about 30, kudos to you. You know, but for individuals who know they're gonna, you know, they want to work to a certain age, or, you know, it's gonna take them a little longer. Normally, at least to draw Social Security, the earliest age is 62 years old. Now, 65 is where you get your full benefits. Once again, man, the way government's spending, I don't know if that's gonna be available for you and I. So you have to make sure that you know, you're planning for yourself accordingly, and don't just bank on the government having money ready for you. So that's one of the other big topics. This is what it is. We talked about taking the time out to think about how much money we need to have for retirement, what that's going to look like, how much it's going to take, break that down into a monthly number of what you need to invest every month, right? Next thing, of course, is estate planning. You gotta plan your estate, gotta get that right, because you don't want to lose everything and make sure it's not going to the right. Let me tell you guys a quick story, man, because I was in the military. And it, I always saw a lot of crazy things. And this applies to the civilian world as well. Now, for my military members, we all know SGLI, and we had to update that thing every year. If it was a deployment or whatever, we would update it, right? But there will be a time gap, depending on when you came in or when you was leaving, you might not have updated it. Now, I seen a soldier, he had an untimely death, man. It was sad, man. And he actually got remarried. And unfortunately, he never updated his SGLI. So that $400,000 that should have went to his family, should have went to his significant other, went to his ex-wife. You think she gave him that money back? I don't know. You leave a comment below if you believe she gave that money back. But yeah, man. So that's one of the biggest reasons why I believe in estate planning and updating that thing like you need to. All right. Now I'm telling you guys this, being honest, true transparency. I have yet to do mine as well, but I have made it a goal to start getting all that stuff together, getting all my affairs in order. And that's one of the reasons why I brought this video out, because I tell you guys, as I'm learning things, as I'm moving to do certain things, I'm trying to have you guys do the same thing. So, that's all that is. It's not me picking with you guys like, oh, I'm perfect. I'm not perfect at all. I'm just figuring this thing out. And then, like I said, lastly, remember, retirement age, early retirement age is 62 years old. But, to get the full benefits of 65. Understand, like I said, you and I may or may not have that available. So that's one of the biggest reasons you have to remember to take the time to think about your retirement. Like I said, whether you're in your teens, your 20, 30, 40, whatever, it's never too late to put something aside, all right? Let's not be a burden this time. Because we all had them grandparents. We all had those, siblings who had to do different things and become a burden. You don't want to be a burden. You don't want to be someone passed around. You don't want that. And I know you guys don't want that. You want a better life for yourself. So think about that. All right. So you already know what it is, man. This is Mike Clark. No excuses. We back at it. Oh yeah, I'm doing a little painting, man. That's coming soon too. Peace.